All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to follow a recipe. We're going to tear it apart to unlock some truly fundamental secrets that will level up your cooking. We're breaking down one single dish to learn 3 techniques you can use absolutely everywhere. Okay, let's get into it.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why the chicken you get at a great restaurant is always so juicy and tender, but when you make it at home, it can be, well, kind of dry and tough? It's a super common problem, right? But the fix is actually way simpler than you think, and it's hidden inside the dish we're looking at today.
Yep, that's right. This one dish, braised chicken with shiitake mushrooms, holds the keys to making perfectly juicy, incredibly flavorful chicken every single time. We're going to uncover its 3 core secrets, one by one. So, secret number 1. It all starts before the chicken even sees a hot pan. It's all about the marinade. And this isn't just about adding flavor. It's about fundamentally changing the texture of the meat.
Now, the process itself looks super straightforward, right? You score the chicken, toss in your seasonings, give it a good mix, and then just let it hang out for 10 minutes. But the real key to this whole thing, the magic, lies in 2 ingredients most people totally overlook.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's the soy sauce and oyster sauce doing all the work. But nope, the real heavy hitters here, the true heroes, are the starch and the oil. They perform this crucial scientific function that has everything to do with locking in moisture.
This technique has a name, and it's a game changer. It's called velveting. It's a classic method where that starch and oil create this thin, protective coating around every single piece of meat. It's not just for flavor, it's a physical barrier that does something amazing when you start cooking. And the difference it makes? It's night and day. Without that coating, the second the chicken hits a hot pan, the moisture just escapes, leaving it tough. But with that starchy, oily layer, all that moisture is trapped inside. This is literally the #1 reason why restaurant stir-fries are so tender. So, secret number 1, and you gotta remember this one, velvet your meat. Let's move on to our second secret. This one is all about creating that deep, savory, can't-put-your-finger-on-it flavor. And it comes from an ingredient that honestly most of us just pour right down the drain without a second thought. But in this dish, it's the MVP. Just half a bowl, that's all it takes. But this isn't just water, okay? This is the water you use to rehydrate the dry shiitake mushrooms. It's basically liquid gold, and it's a critical part of our sauce. In fact, the source material calls this liquid the soul of the dish. And honestly, they're not wrong. Without this, the entire recipe would just fall flat. It wouldn't have that essential character, that depth. So why is this brown water so special? Well, as those dried mushrooms soak, they release a ton of flavor compounds, that savory taste we call umami, right into the water. So when you use this water as the base for your sauce, you're infusing the entire dish with this deep, earthy flavor that you just can't get from tap water or even chicken stock. This is the secret to that restaurant-level richness. Okay, so we've got our chicken protected, we've got our flavor-packed sauce. Now for secret number 3, the cooking method itself. It's a brilliant 2-stage process that combines that intense, high-heat searing with a gentle, controlled simmer.
And get this, the whole active cooking process, it takes like 5 minutes. You start with a hard sear on the chicken, then you toss in your aromatics, pour in that incredible mushroom water sauce we just talked about, and then you just cover it and let it simmer. Every single step here has a very specific job to do.
First up, that sear. That beautiful golden brown crust you get isn't just for looks, oh no. That's the Maillard reaction in action, a chemical process that creates hundreds of new, complex flavor compounds. You're not just coloring the chicken, you're building a deep, savory foundation of flavor right on its surface. And then comes the simmer. After that blast of high heat, you add the liquid, pop a lid on, and turn the heat down. This creates this gentle, steaming environment that finishes cooking the chicken through without squeezing out all that moisture we worked so hard to keep inside. It's the perfect 1-2 punch for flavor and texture. And this is where it all comes together beautifully. Remember the starch we added to the sauce itself? Well, during that 5-minute simmer, it performs its final magic trick. It's a process called starch gelatinization. Basically, the starch granules soak up that amazing liquid and swell, thickening that umami-rich sauce into a luscious, glossy glaze that just clings to every single piece of chicken.
So we've cracked the code on one dish, but here's the best part. These aren't just steps for a single recipe. These are fundamental principles that you can now take with you and apply to all sorts of other dishes.
Let's just run through them one last time.
First, you've got the velveting marinade, using starch and oil to guarantee juiciness. Second, the umami elixir, using that reserved mushroom water for incredible depth of flavor. And third, the sear and simmer technique to build flavor first and then cook the meat gently. This is your new toolkit.
And this toolkit is so versatile. For chicken thighs, which are already pretty juicy, velveting just makes them absolutely foolproof. For lean chicken breast, the cut that's so easy to dry out, velveting is a total game changer. It protects the meat and keeps it incredibly tender. And even for other cuts like drumettes, these principles of scoring, velveting, and the sear and simmer work perfectly.
So, the big takeaway here is that a great dish often isn't about some crazy, complicated recipe. It's about understanding a few powerful, simple techniques. You now have the 3 secrets that chefs use to get perfect results every time. The only question left is, what are you going to cook with them first?